Yo, SojuTalk Nation! On this week's episode, we'll be covering Fuego releases from ONEUS, BTS, and Cravity. We'll also be cooking up some spicy news coverage, including Red Velvet Wendy's return and HINAPIA and ANS disband. So prepare your body, turn up the volume because we coming in hot. Hit me with that intro. Hey, what's up everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 101, and we're recording on August 24th, 2020. I'm Doug, and joining me today we got Warren.
Hey, what's up everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
So this is actually take 2 because I messed up the next part.
Don't tell him.
But as a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the SojuTalk Nation. Alright, first of all, shout out to my mom. She made the lovely one that you can see on the screen using the old 100 balloons from last week. But the announcements that most of you are probably waiting for is the Season 3 Episode 100 giveaway winners. Ooh. So, Emily Chang, you have won the copy of BTS's Map of the Soul 7. Jennifer Lee, you have won the Chaeyeon signed Blue Eyes album. And Dot, you have won the EXO cheering kit on Discord. So congratulations to our winners.
Congratulations.
You have 1 week to contact us to claim your prize. Please send us your name and shipping info via Discord, Instagram, or to SojuTalkPodcast@gmail.com with proof that is you/your account. You have until next Monday, March 9th. March 9th. That's an edit. Whoa. It's actually September 1st to claim your prize.
Right.
So congratulations to you guys. That being said, if you did not win today, do not feel too bad because we will 100% have more giveaways in the future. In the meantime, we would greatly appreciate it if you can subscribe to us here on YouTube and consider joining the SojuTalk Nation to keep the good times rolling. All right, number 2, big shout out to our new Fuego patron, Koro Sensei. What's up to Koro?
Woo,
What's up?
Cora and I have been playing that Minju game nonstop. It's been ridiculous. I'll talk about more about that in State of the Nation.
Oh, man.
But we are now at part 1 of SojuTalk episode 101, where we discuss big new releases, choose a spicy song king, and hit you with the music show winners. Boom. So in terms of big new releases, we're going to be covering only 3 of them this week, but one of them is a massive release, clearly. So on August 19th, Wednesday, we got ONEUS's To Be or Not To Be. August 21st, Friday, we had BTS's Dynamite, and today on August 24th, Monday, we had Gravity's Flame. But let's start at the top with ONEUS's To Be or Not To Be. So they are from RBW. They debuted back in 2018. Last 3 songs were Come Back Home, which was from Road to Kingdom. They also had A Song Written Easily and Lit, and 0 music show wins so far. So what did we all think of To Be or Not To Be? Woo!
What'd you think? What'd you guys think?
A lot of blood.
A
lot of blood.
Okay.
Very vile. Yeah.
Yes.
My
Yeah, I
main
can see that.
takeaway was that this was an extremely violent music video.
Oh,
Right?
yep. Gunshots, blood, death. I think a lot graphic.
I felt that they're piggybacking off of their last song from Road to Kingdom, which was Come
Yeah.
Back Home, because Come
For
Back
sure.
Home had sort of like also had this like gothic dark theme where they're protecting this child, and at the same time it's like sort of hinting that they're like vampires or something. That was
Yeah.
kind of the motifs.
Yep,
They're
yep.
kind of doubling down on the gothic, bloody, dark theme
Yeah.
again with this one.
Yeah.
Very
Although-
committed.
I kind of like this song though. I thought the guitar backing during the chorus was good. You know, they're using that famous set again, the one from Victon's Mayday, Kim Lips
The
Eclipse,
circle, yeah.
Stray Kids Elevator. They went back to this one again. I don't know. It seems like everyone needs to film a music video there.
It's a really popular set, you know?
Yeah. What did you guys think of the song?
I think personally, I definitely thought of their previous song "Come Back Home" and that vibe, the vampire vibe they had during Road to Kingdom, because it's very much. I think it might be like a storyline. I'm not too sure, but that kind of lore that they're building in with these comebacks. As far as the song goes, though, I felt like there was quite a bit going on. I don't know how many times the sound changes, but there were like noticeable changes in like the verses and then the rap and then the chorus, where I felt a little disoriented as to why they needed so much change in one song. I mean, granted, I think all of the changes sounded fine, but it confused me as to why all of them put together was like the decision for this song. And it kind of made it hard for me to pick one thing that stood out and just overall remember the song, I think. But visually, I remember it very well because that theme is very strong and they committed to that. It's just that the song, musically, it just didn't feel that cohesive, I guess.
It did feel like the transitions were a little abrupt between each segment to segment. I can see why they decided to make those like sudden changes, like like K-pop mixing genres. Cool, all right. I just felt like the transitions were a little lackluster in that aspect. That being said, each segment I kind of felt like were able to sell itself to me. It did feel like it was interesting enough. The points where they were like, to be or not to be, to be or not to be, like where they were looping that part, I was like, a little too much, a little bit of cringe, a little bit of cheese, just a little
really?
bit.
I like that part. I like that part.
I don't like you. What are you gonna do, huh?
Okay. Wow.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm just kidding.
What did you think of the rapping? I thought the first kid, Ravin, was very good at rapping. At least I liked his idol style of rapping.
To be frank, don't quite remember. Even though I've listened to the track,
It was a very aggressive idol rap style, a la like a Monster X style. I thought.
I have negative things to say regarding idol rap later.
Okay.
In the episode, so I'll wait on that. I don't particularly remember it as being bad or good. I do remember it was there. I remember that it was overshadowed by a different group, but I'll discuss that in a second. In general, I felt like it was a dope song. Nothing that really stood out to me as problematic, but at the same time, it never really felt like this is like that track at the same time.
True.
So,
yeah.
Anita, we really liked their debut song Valkyrie, right?
Yeah,
Which
Valkyrie was
I
pretty
still think
good.
is a banger.
Yeah.
And I really don't like Lit.
we know that. And honestly, they kind of had a bit of a struggle on Road to Kingdom. It wasn't a smooth ride by any stretch of the imagination.
Surprisingly, I think.
They were always like close to elimination, right? And it just felt kind of bad for them. I kind of like, I know that we've been stating over the past like half a year that like everyone's doing a dark concept, right?
Yeah.
I kind of like this really hard commitment to it, though. Like they are committed. They're one of the hardest committed to this type of theme.
Yeah,
clearly.
there's a twist to it.
I mean, they have blood on them. Screen, so.
One thing was like, okay, so it felt to me like very Victorian Gothic, right? So I was thinking, all right, that's something. And then all of a sudden, these guys come out with like M16s and machine guns and shoot them up, right? I don't know, that threw my immersion a tiny bit.
It kind of felt like one of those like RPG fantasy settings.
Okay, I can see that.
I in the beginning I almost got like, it kind of almost reminded me of Lord of the Rings.
I was feeling like a Castlevania, if you know that series.
Yeah,
it's a similar type thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's an interesting story point, like a storyline that I don't really get. I know like something had to do with the gem was the outcome, right? Because they were going for that. Once they got shot up, they grabbed it. Overall, though, I did like their performance in this music video. I thought the dancing was pretty solid. I think ONEUS is one of those groups, like, at this point you would say they're in the mid-tier mix, right? I still don't think they have their pop-off song yet. I don't think that's a hot take by any means.
In all honesty, whenever someone mentions, I guess this might be just me, and it's probably just me, but I still haven't been able to erase Lit from their discography, where I'm like,
I'm Lit now.
Oh, I know, but like when I watch their stuff, I go in expecting the bare minimum.
Oh no, Daddy, Joe, Kuna. Sorry.
Let's move on.
Overall though, I think it's a pretty solid song for them. They are very good performers, and we have to give them that.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next song. This is the big one, right? So
the big meat.
BTS is Dynamite, so they are clearly from Big Hit Entertainment. They debuted 2013. Last 3 songs were on Idol, Boy With Love, 90 music show wins. Here are the records, right? Dynamite
Boy.
accumulated a record 101.1 million views over the first 24 hours,
Oh my.
surpassing Blackpink's record, which is a fairly new record, with How You Like That of 86.3 million views over its first day. The video also had a staggering 3 million concurrent viewers right after release. Dynamite also went number 1 on iTunes in a crazy 104 countries and took number 1 on Spotify's global top chart.
That's wild.
Wow.
Wow.
So much.
Warren told me that he wanted to talk first about this song, so you
Wow,
go
Warren.
do that, sir.
I mean, here's the thing. Whenever BTS comes back, when they have come back in the recent couple of years while we're doing the podcast,
Right.
I kind of hide behind Doug and Anita a little bit. You know, as much as I love BTS, as much as I appreciate them, I haven't liked their stuff as much as Fake Love or the stuff before in the recent couple of years. I think one example of that is Boy With Love, where I thought the potential hadn't fully blossomed. I thought there was a lot going for it, didn't fully work out. And last week we had a short conversation over text. Doug was like, "How do you guys feel about Dynamite?" I said I didn't like it. I didn't like it back then. I completely lied. I really like this track. I 100% lied. What? People have been saying that in fact I like this way more than Boy With Love. I like this way more than
Really?
way more than anything they've
Wow.
dropped ever since Fake Love.
Wow.
In fact, I will go far as to say this isn't Boy With Love 2.0. Dynamite is actually 1.0. Boy With Love is Dynamite 0.5. This
Whoa.
is the destination. This is
Ah.
a very well-made track. That's my little spiel that I wanted to start things off.
Wow,
I know
this-
I know
okay.
that would surprise you guys.
That is unexpected.
I know.
You
It
had
is,
told
it
me you were
is.
like mediocre on it.
Yeah.
Can I also
mean,
say something now?
okay?
I have been feigning my mediocrity. I can't even speak. Let me just say this. I have been pretending that I thought this song was okay. It is a really good song.
Okay, we're doing the same thing.
I do the same thing. I think that this song, okay, I'll give you this. It is an extremely safe song, right? I don't think there's I think the most risk they took was that it's in English, number one, right? And number two, that it is in this direction, this retro sound type thing that they're doing, right? That being said, I will openly admit that I thought that some of the delivery of some of the English was a little bit awkward, right? I had a
Yeah, a little bit.
You have to, I think you honestly have to view it with the subtitles to completely understand what they're saying. And then once you understand what they're saying, you could sing along with it, right? But the first listen through with no subtitles, when I listened to it, I was like, some parts of this, I honestly did not understand what they were saying, right?
Yeah.
Understandable, though.
That being said, I think RM improved his pronunciation a lot, so shout out to RM for sure. I thought overall, this is a really good song.
I
Really
actually
good
disagree
song.
with you a lot, though. Like, this
Okay.
is as risky as it gets for BTS.
Really?
I see. I
Okay,
see.
okay.
This track is everything anti-K-pop in my opinion. Well, not everything anti-K-pop, but it K-pop for me. One complaint about K-pop I come back to every now and then is that there's always too much. It's like there's too much condiment. You know, like if I'm eating potato fries, all I need is a bit of salt, ketchup. It's all I need. Maybe truffle oil. I don't know. But like,
Loyal.
Oof, look at you.
I know. But like, K-pop does this thing where it's very, very expressive. There's a lot of instrumentation. There's way too much going on. This track actually is very minimal in terms of the arrangement. It's
Yeah.
very simple in terms of how each pacing happens and how it flows from segment to segment. The rap, I think one complaint I have about idol rap and BTS rap in general has always been that the rap is too aggressive, it's too intrusive. That was my complaint with Boy With Love. I never said it in episode 35, but there you go. Now that's my complaint. Doesn't happen here. Fits in perfectly. Rides smoothly, as if it's water, as if it's a nice little stream. But it flows so well. It's every little part of it. Have you ever heard K-pop try to do Motown sounds? No.
I can't name it off the top of my head.
No. I mean,
Yeah.
sure, this isn't strict Motown, but like,
I might have been mixing up simple with safe. Do you see the distinction I'm making there?
Okay.
That could have been my perspective, but let's get Anita's initial impressions of Dynamite before we dive into it more.
I think I don't know if I would say that they took a risk or not. I don't know about that. I do feel that it's very different from the usual stuff that I guess I associated with BTS as a listener, and as someone who was really keeping up with them more in the earlier years, which is when they were, like Warren said, a little bit more aggressive on the rap, a little bit more heavy on that like intense sound. So this is very different in my opinion as far as that persona that they built up. But it did seem like Warren mentioned, like it had that vibe that Boy With Love was kind of introducing, I guess, because I think even when the first shot of the video started, I almost felt like this seems very similar as like the coloring, the styling, very similar to Boy With Love music video, like the colors, everything. It felt like it was in relation to that, like it was a build up in a sense, I think, in my opinion. I do feel like visually the music video is very interesting, very cool, because I feel like they really focused on the opposite, like the antithesis of whatever they have built up to this point, like very, very much like a 180 to their very strong, intense image, which I think is very cool and hard to pull off, because I think once you build up this image, it's hard for fans maybe to really accept another side because they get attached to one or another. But I think they pulled it off really well, and I think this solidifies in my opinion, that they can do any sort of genre now, like any sort of concept that they wish to, even if they were established as like a rap heavy, more intense group. I still feel like it didn't seem quite as catchy as Boy With Love though. Mostly because I feel like Boy With Love, something about the chorus and maybe the choreography too made it where it was blending a lot of things, like trying to incorporate like more Western sound and then the K-pop aspect of it, and then the music video was something new for them. So I don't know, I feel like Boy With Love had more of a appeal in that sense, where it felt very fresh and very different. But like I said, this felt more like a continuation of that vibe that they were already teasing. Not saying that it's bad, but it just felt like it didn't feel as fresh, as new.
I do feel like Boy With Love was more like aggressive in that aspect. It's a lot more dynamic, a little too dynamic. I think there's a little too much going on, I might even argue. To the point where this almost feels like there's, you know how like when a person eats salty foods for his entire life, they start to think most foods are like not as salty as they should be.
Bland, yeah.
Right. I think that's where a lot of we're at right now. I kind of realized I was getting into that mode. As I pulled back on K-pop and started listening to indie a lot for the last couple of weeks, I felt like a lot of the music was bland, and I was thinking, and then I would go back to K-pop, and I was like, okay, this is way too much going on. In that aspect, I think this track has high amounts of re-listenability, for a much wider audience, which kind of goes back to what I said about Motown, because that's, if you look at the Motown sound, especially from the 70s and 80s, which I think this pulled a lot of motifs from, I think that's what they're all about. Because that whole vibe of sound was about like pulling in African American music, jazz, soul, disco, and then making that as widely publicly appealable as possible, right? Jackson 5, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, which we homaged here with the dance moves. That was pretty cool.
I like the retro sound. Yeah, it was good.
Right.
Okay. I think the difference between this song and Boy With Love is, let's say you're listening to it on Spotify or whatever, right? And you accidentally click that thing where it keeps repeating one song, right? I feel like you'll notice that it's on Boy With Love repeating over and over again way before you would realize this one's repeating over and over again.
I agree.
right? I think that's
I
a
agree.
great way to put it. I think you could
Yeah.
listen. I could listen to this song like back to back for like half an hour straight, and I don't think I'd really care all that much. I don't think it would throw me out because I would be like, oh, I'm still grooving to this. You know what I mean? I think this song is just straight vibes. In terms of the music video, I think V's green suit is tremendous. That suit was
The
fuego.
outfits, yeah.
Those pastel outfits in the very beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great, right?
Good stuff. Good stuff.
In my
Good
okay,
stuff.
so I asked my mom,
Fashion.
who's the best looking kid in this group, right?
Uh-huh.
I know Jin is Mr. Worldwide Handsome, but in my house, at least my mother chose that Jungkook is the most handsome member of BTS.
Okay.
She said straight up most handsome looking. She didn't say it like that, but you know what I mean. The other scene that I want to point out is there's a scene where they're dancing outside what looks like a big box store from the 90s. That gave me such nostalgia vibe. It reminded me of like a Toys R Us when I was growing up for some reason.
Are you
Toys R Us,
also
if
from
you don't know, is a giant toy store that used to look like that.
Right.
Are you also from the 80s, Douglas?
No, I'm from the 90s. Just saying. But do you know what I mean? It felt like
No, I
those
know what
like
you mean.
it felt like those mini mall big box stores back in the day, which are kind of
Yeah.
going extinct right now.
Yeah. Blockbuster.
I also really like that scene towards the end when they do like the breakdown and then the like, how do I put it, the colorful dust explodes behind them.
Yeah.
I thought that was really
when
cool.
they go up in the song, yes.
Yeah.
I think that because this song came out, for some reason for me, On did not hit that hard. Like On for me does not have sticking power. I know there's other people who are still listening to On all the time, right? Which was the title track of Map of the Soul 7.
Yo, that's not me nor you.
For me, it's like something about that song just doesn't have the replayability of this song or Boy With Love. Those two for me are like way better.
Yeah.
I don't know if better is the right term, but like they have so much more listenability. This song though, Dynamite, bro, so good. This is a good song.
I do want to say though, I don't think this is the perfect track.
Of course not.
I do think there's a couple drawbacks about it. One thing that I noticed is that this track was supposed to have the intent of comforting us from the COVID situation, help us, de-stress a little bit.
Yeah.
That I didn't vibe with that. Not at all. Cuz when I'm thinking about COVID and being comforted from COVID, I don't want to be told that it's gonna be all right. Like just blankly telling me that it's gonna be okay, let's party, kind of sounds like.
I think that's a reflection of your pessimist attitude, though.
I guess so, but I feel like there's right. But I'm still saying there's a lot deeper ways to kind of portray that message, even. And like honestly, it might have been because like I listen to a lot of rap music where lyrical, thematic, explorations is a lot more important. And that's rap music, that's pop music. Different kind of directions we're going for. This does lean heavier into like the 70s, 80s, pop music, Motown kind of vibe, where things are a lot more one-dimensional, a lot more simpler, and that's kind of cool too. Different things work for different people. That being said, one thing that is very different from Motown and those like 70s, 80s tracks is the use of autotune, right? Like,
Yes.
Okay, I was hoping you would bring that up.
right. Because I know that some people have a very strong distaste for autotune. I want to argue it works really well here.
It can work. It can
Yeah.
definitely work.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be emo rap.
I'm one of the ardent critics of autotune, right? Where I don't think it's necessary. I think the specific person we're mentioning is probably Jimin, right? That's the most obvious, I would say, in the song.
Yeah.
The usage, I don't know if you call it autotune, call it vocal manipulation, whatever they do, right? Post-processing, whatever. It was really good in this song.
I really liked it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It
was
helped the
very
song.
appropriate.
I know Jimin's a great singer, right? But like, whatever they did, it helped out so much more with this song, right? It just added to the vibes overall.
I think there was a little bit of autotune, a little bit of chorusing, or like flanger. Not sure which one they actually did. But it added a little more spice,
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. White rice is very tasty, right? Of course.
Okay.
But like, imagine you have like good, sour, very spicy kimchi to go with that. Ooh, oh, dude, perfect
Perfect.
mix.
Yeah.
I know. This was that. It was the rice with a bit of sour old kimchi. And mind you, old kimchi is usually better kimchi. Can you get a yay?
Right.
Can you
Yay.
get a yay?
Yay.
There we go.
Yay. Overall, though, some takeaways. I am extremely shocked that Warren was like bamboozling us the whole week.
Both of you bamboozled me.
My bamboozle was a little less because I was like on borderline, right? But my borderline changed to like, this is amazing. And Warren was straight up just lying to us.
I was just straight up lying the whole
0 to
time.
100. Yeah.
The first
Wow.
time I heard it, I was like, this is infinitely better than On. This is way better than Boy With Love. This is easily my favorite track since Fake Love. And I think Fake
Oh,
Love
man.
is, I think, one of the best BTS tracks of all time. So,
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
I know.
Well, we could talk
it-
about
yeah.
this song. And then also, wait, did you have a closing statement? You want to praise BTS more? I'm down for that.
I think it's rare for me to praise BTS this much on the podcast.
It is.
I'm
but
shocked.
It's happened. It's happened. I don't know.
It's possible.
It's
You know,
possible.
what a dynamite response from Warren. You know, I had to throw one of them in there.
I thought you would do one, to be honest.
All right, we could talk about the song more once you reach Song King, but the last song we're going to cover this week came out on August 24th, Monday, which is today. It's Gravity's Flame. So they are the rookie group out of Starship, debuted this year. Their only other song was Break All the Rules. I don't think that they won a music show so far, but let me say I prefer this song way more than Break All the Rules.
Really?
You don't, Anita.
I'm the
Let's start there.
opposite. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good
Okay.
starting point.
Yeah.
Why-
I'm the
why not?
opposite. I think there are some similarities between the two, especially in the music video. Because if you watch a music video, it's still a very dark theme, you know, a lot of shadows going on. So I get that they're continuing on with that vibe from Break All the Rules. But for some reason, Break All the Rules had like an up moment in the chorus.
Break all the rules.
Yeah, that made it really catchy in comparison to the rest of the song. Where I feel like this one, Flame, felt more one level. Like it didn't feel like
Okay.
it was like a climax in the chorus or anything.
Yes, Anita, amazing point. Fantastic. 10 points to Team Anita. My number one complaint with this song, even though I
Is this Harry Potter? 10 points.
maybe. They basically did the same progression 3 times in a row and then ended the song.
Yeah.
I felt like they never built to anything. Now, I'm thinking about it now. Do I actually prefer this to Break All the Rules? I think the main upgrade was the music video. Break All the
True,
Rules
yeah.
was that music video where at one point for their rookie group, they were hiding their faces behind partitions that were not see-through.
Right.
You remember that back in
right,
the day?
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
that
you
was
can't
kinda
even see
funky.
their faces, right?
Yeah.
Which makes no sense for a rookie group. Maybe I am coupling music video plus song, right? Maybe I actually prefer Break All the Rules, the song, but prefer the overall package of Flame.
Damn.
That might be
That
what's
makes
actually
sense.
going on.
Yeah. Music video was.
Because
like-
yeah, keep going, Anita.
I was gonna say, yeah, I liked that they did show more of their face shots, I would say, for the members. And I guess I didn't realize it until I saw. I think who was it? I think his name is Taeyong. His hair, he has like a rainbow.
Oh, that
part.
was dope. That
Yeah,
was
it
dope.
was really cool. But then when I
That
saw
was
his face, I was like, I don't remember him in the previous music video for some reason. But I think it's because they weren't really focusing on their faces as much as compared to this video, which I think they should have. But I'm glad they do now. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of members in this group that we just there's 9 members, right? Obviously, the ones that stick out to us are the ones who are on Produce X101/X1, the
Right.
winners, like we know Gu Jungmo, Minnie, Hyungjun, those type of kids, right?
Tongyeongjun.
Minnie has taken a big role in this group. Like,
Yeah.
he sings a lot of their. If I remember, that was one of the things we talked about. Break All the Rules. Again in Flame, he sings a lot of the chorus. Shout out to Minnie. He's doing
Yeah. Center.
extremely well.
Center star.
I thought the music video Starship is paying they're putting out a lot of money because they want to build this new rookie group.
I do want to say that was like the standout things about the track.
Yeah.
The music video had really cool visuals, and
Yes.
Yeah.
kind of going back to Anita's point about the rainbow hair.
Yeah.
Cool hair. Best
So
hair
cool.
I've seen. if you subscribe to our Patreon, you guys know that I harp on people's hair a little bit too much. Oh, good hair. Oh,
Good hair?
Good hair.
But what about the song, Warren? What do you feel about the song? Okay.
I do agree with Anita a little bit. It does feel a little flat.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a proper build up and a fall down and a climax and a rise and all that. No, it doesn't really happen. Not a fan. I like the beat though.
Yes,
the whole in the
yes.
beginning there's an interesting
Yeah.
snare that's not really
Yeah.
used often in K-pop. That was pretty cool. And the moment I'm pulling on each individual snare instruments, that's when I don't have too much to say about the track. It's kind of uninteresting, to be honest. It just feels like just straight middle of the crop, and the rap is not good. There's not a better. I'm sorry, Cravity fans.
It's unfortunate, I think, because Treasure and Cravity are like the two biggest rookie groups to debut this year, right? At least in the guy side. Maybe in terms of the girl side, the main one's been weekly so far. But on the guy side, it's clearly Treasure and Cravity, right? Those are the two big ones.
Of this year.
I feel like Starship's choosing songs that's not doing them any favors at this point.
Yeah.
The thing is, when a group leans heavier and heavier and heavier into like the hip hop kind of vibe, they lean heavier into aggressive rap and
True.
aggressive
They're so
vocals.
young though, right? That's the
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, the thing is, if Stray Kids kind of pulls it off,
Oh, for sure.
right? Like it's doable.
If you remember, Stray Kids, for me, I said they had to grow into it, and now they have.
Right.
Right?
They did
Right.
grow into it. In the beginning, I remember criticizing them a whole bunch. I hope Cravity, grows up and fills those
Right.
shoes a little bit. Right now it feels like they're wearing dad's shoes a little bit.
Hyungjun got older looking. I don't know how I feel about that. My little Hyungjun.
He's a man now. He's a man.
Oh, he's Manjun now. I don't know.
He's an oppa. He's not. He's no more your 남동생. No, he's a.
I just remember like the crying puppy kid who was placed in X Team on the first like two episodes.
I'm sure his fans are enjoying the different sides of Hyungjun. We are not the target audience of. Actually, maybe you are. I don't know. Like.
Maybe older Hyungs are the audience or something. I don't know.
Got you.
You never know.
But like, yeah, the thing with Cravity is like, you're at Starship, right? You got a lot of hype. You remember they were in that list of the top like 25 album sales or something.
Oh, yeah, they were.
For the first half of the year. So there's clearly a strong fandom there, right?
Right.
I just feel like they haven't completely like. I know they might have figured out the direction they're going, but I don't know if it fits them yet. That's my big issue with them.
I guess my concern is yes, they're starting off strong because they're riding off of a lot of hype coming in from the other
course.
stuff.
Yeah.
But another key important thing with K-pop is absorbing new fandom members. Keeping that fandom fresh. Making sure there's new people coming in. Personally, this isn't the track that I think would bring more people in. Personally, it'll keep the current fans satisfied.
It
I
felt
think.
Right.
very like generic dark. Now I'm not saying they did a bad job, right? Because obviously they're talented rookies, right?
Yes,
they don't
for
sound
sure.
specifically like rookies, right?
No.
But this song comes off to me more like a song that a middle of the road mid tier group would be doing, right? A dark concept. It's just like when I think of my expectations for Cravity, I just want a little bit more, something like specific to them that they can do.
Right. I mean, yeah, they're riding off of Starship. They're riding off of a lot of hype. They could have done a little more that sets them apart. They're in that area where they have the ability to experiment a little bit. Do a little bit of wacky things instead of just.
Still, though, at the end of the day, it comes down to sales. They're selling well, so clearly they're trending positively, right? But I think in order for them to as Warren said, to bridge the gap to us more casual Cravity listeners, we need a little bit more. I think that's our main criticism of them. Is that good? I think we wrapped that one up pretty well.
I love you, Cravity fans. Please don't. Poop us on the
They're
comments.
very talented. I want to see
for
more
sure.
from them.
For sure. All right, let's move on to the other release for this week. Everyone is releasing B-side music videos now and like
That's a thing
pre-release
now.
music videos now.
That's a thing.
So
That's a thing.
Kang Daniel released the B-side music video called Movie. Hyorin released Say My Name. Dongkiz
Yes.
released Beautiful. MCND, a rookie group, released Na Na Na. I think it's Na Na Na. Red Velvet released their cover of Boa's Milky Way, which we'll talk about more in the news section. Kim Jae-hwan released I'm Not Okay. ATEEZ released the B-side music video for Thanks. Anita, was that the other candidate for the title track, I think?
Yes, correct.
And then Jenner, who was 4 Minutes Jiun, released Bad. And then The Rose today released a song called Black Rose. They are now technically independent. They had like a falling out with the company, so please go support the Rose. Shout out to Wolf because he likes the Rose.
Ooh.
All right, Spice King, right? Oof, this segment. So for those of you who weren't with us for episode 100, Spice King is a segment where each week the crew will decide which new song climbs to the top of the Soju chart and reigns supreme. Each week we will evaluate the Soju chart, which consists of 3 songs in terms of song quality, spice, and listener fatigue. Songs that place number 1 on the Soju chart will be declared this week's Spice King, and we added this new rule. Songs that win Spice King 3 times, regardless of if it's in a row, if they win it 3 times, they will gain entry to the Hall of Spice and be removed from the Soju chart.
Hall of Spice, my goodness.
Yeah, that's a thing.
We're leaning a little too hard into this pun thing.
Okay.
Okay.
The chart from last week, right?
Okay.
Episode 100, ITZY won. They were Spice King with Not Shy. Then in second place, we had JYPX Sunmi with When We Disco. And third place was Dreamcatcher with Boca.
I hardcore argue BTS Dynamite needs to be first place.
Ooh.
I know.
I mean, I'm still
I'm
shocked.
sorry I lied about that before you recorded.
You don't. Okay, so there's pro wrestling. There's a term called like face turn or heel turn, right? Faces are good guys, heels are bad guys. Warren did a complete turn, right? Like I'm still
Somebody else.
I'm still shocked. Like, I don't know if this is Warren right now. Going into the recording, I was going to be like what I said before we recorded. I was like, I hope one of you will at least argue for the BTS song because I could put it at 1 or 2, right? That was my.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to like spoil it. Like I kind of wanted you guys to think that I'm like hating the song until we record. No, I like I said before, this is great. I like it.
Okay, so I'm guessing then for you, Warren, you want Dynamite 1, Not Shy 2, and then the JYP X Sunmi song When We Disco 3, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, I mean,
Anita,
I would. Yeah.
Anita, what do you want in terms of the chart?
I guess I do agree that at least Dynamite should be number 2. I'm not sure if it should be number 1 personally, just because I did feel like I liked Not Shy a little bit more. But I'll concede to popular vote. So
wait. Oh, god damn it! Sorry, I thought
Doug's for.
I thought it was gonna have to be one of you to make the decision. God, oh, is it on me? Okay, I stated previously that I was okay putting Dynamite 1 or 2, right?
Yeah.
If I think about, okay, so what are our things here? Song quality, spice, listener fatigue. Not Shy, I haven't had that much listener fatigue. That kind of one is out of the way, right? I think it's still relevant to me. I listen to it every day. I think I've been watching a lot of the live stages or relay dances that they've been doing. They're crazy.
So good.
Watch them. They're
the
nuts. All right, so that's that. So that one's kind of out of the way. Spice and song quality are pretty much the same thing for us, right? Like,
Yeah. Why did they lift up both song quality?
because I like in pairs of 3s. Sir.
Okay.
That's why it was like that. All right,
Okay.
so-
Here's my argument, right?
Yeah, argue this.
I think Dynamite has way higher amounts of re-listenability.
that
Right,
was an argument you made.
Right,
yes.
right. Something I mentioned earlier with same with Boy With Love versus Dynamite, right? If I had Not Shy or Dynamite on repeat, I think I would notice it quicker than Dynamite. I think. I think that is something that really pulls me into saying, that should be number 1. There is a lot of other things that I think Not Shy achieves, that is very notable and makes it very interesting to listen to. But Not Shy for me is a little bit too much energy. Maybe I'm kind of a grandpa now. I don't know. But.
Okay. I think I've made a decision.
Oh.
All right. All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Anita, you're willing to go along with what I say, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's
JYPX Sunmi definitely 3rd. We're okay with putting that 3rd, right? That
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
100% 3rd.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought about it a lot in the last 3 minutes or something. But what it comes down to with me, right, is I'm thinking about the last 3 releases from each group, right? Pretty much all of the ITZY songs,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
I think ITZY has better songs than Not Shy. When I think about the last 3 BTS songs, right? Actually, last 4. If we think about it like that, Dynamite, On, Boy with Love, Idol, right? I think Dynamite is the best song out of the 4. I also think that in about a month or so's time, I will have way more listens of Dynamite than I will of Not Shy. Therefore,
Okay.
Dynamite is going to dethrone ITZY's Night Shy, and BTS's Dynamite is getting Spice King this week, officially.
Congratulations.
I woke up this morning thinking that had 0% chance of happening.
Yeah, I know, same. I thought I would be in the minority, to be honest.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
So
yeah.
I
wild.
can't believe that happened. I'm shocked. So the Soju chart for episode 101 officially, BTS's Dynamite is the Spice King. Second place we have ITZY's Not Shy, which is still a great song, so go listen to that. And then third place, JYP X Sunmi When We Disco, and I think all 3 of us agree that the other 2 songs this week are not better than JYP X Sunmi's When We Disco, correct?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, cool.
Wow. I do want to clarify. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, if 101 is the first time you're tuning in, probably because you wanted to check out what we thought about BTS or Cravity or ONEUS, I just want to mention that we are not the type of people that just sugarcoat everything and say only good things. I actually think this is one of the most notable releases from BTS in a very long time.
I
so
agree.
I do want to make sure that's very clear.
I've been I've had a little bit of the BTS fatigue where I get overloaded with the amount of content and like the amount of press coverage they get, right? Because I'm someone who reads tons of articles every week, right?
Right.
This is the song that's like refreshed my interest in them hard. Like, I'm back on the hype train. Where's the whistle? I'm back on the hype train. Okay. Wow. So congratulations to BTS's Dynamite. But we are finally at show winners, which is the last part of part 1. Anita, hit us with them.
All right. So on Tuesday on the show, there was no broadcaster winner due to COVID, I believe.
Yep.
And then on Wednesday on Show Champion, G Idol's Dum Dee Dum Dee. And on Thursday on M Countdown, they won their 5th win for this comeback, I believe.
Countdown.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then on Friday on Music Bank, Hwasa's Maria also had its 5th win. On Saturday, Show Music Core, SOC 3 with Beach Again had their 3rd win. And then finally on Sunday on Inkigayo, G Idol's Dum Dee Dum Dee won again. So they're up to 6 total wins for this
That's
comeback.
a lot of wins for G Idol. I'm very happy with them.
Wow.
And like Hwasa's doing well, G Idol's doing well. Also, I don't know if we'll have full time to discuss it in part 2. You know KDA's coming back? Just wanted to throw that out there.
True.
They're coming back.
The league people?
The league team is coming
Oh,
back. But we are now at the end of part 1 of SojuTalk episode 101. If you are listening to the audio version, sit tight. And if you are on YouTube, head over to the episode 101 part 2 video. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.